goes.
Ho, 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 and a jingle, jangle, jingle. Jingle, jang, jing, jagga-doo.
Keep going.
That was the...
Keep going.
Do, chicka, jingle, jingle, bigga, dumbo, that get into more like
Keep
Irish.
Keep going. I want more.
I'm not doing the first 5 minutes of this podcast.
I was enjoying myself. I liked that little whatever the fuck that was. I don't know.
Yeah.
Look, right. This is this podcast that you've just clicked on or tapped on with your thumbs if you listen to it on a phone or something. But you went on it and you started playing this episode, and now it's playing, and that's why we're here.
Nice.
just quick explanation of how these things work, and. We're in person again. We're recording this in the same room. Judd's promised me he knows how to use a microphone now, because normally whenever we record in person, I see whenever Judd records anything, he kind of talks like this the whole time and thinks like, I can just speak in any direction, and I think this microphone will sound the same.
It is the microphone's job to be beholden to me. I should not be beholden to the microphone.
Oh, cool.
If the microphone doesn't do its job and like listen to me properly, then it's a woman. Then it's a woman.
Oh no! That's a joke. Fucking hell. No. Bad. Smacked him on the nose and everything. Look, often when whenever we're both recording in the same room, that's normally for the main reason of we want to get drunk. So we're going to start off with a shot and a burp. If you grab that over there for me. I've got Judd a skull shot glass. It's actually a double shot, so you only have to put it halfway. And I've got a bee-themed shot glass. And what are we shotting today, Judd? He didn't. Okay, he wanted the double.
I wanted the double.
Okay, well. Oh god, I'm trusting Judd to pour.
That was good.
Oh my god. That was impressive. You know what? In fact, right before we started recording this, Judd did the grossest shit I've ever seen with a Taco Bell burrito. I'm not getting into it. Just, you can imagine what you think it is. And I've just trusted him to pour a drink for me right now. So it went surprisingly well. Anyway, here we go.
In fact, I'd say that was the best poured, the most accurately poured shot you've ever seen.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
But it's the best I've ever seen you do.
Okay, that's fine then.
I mean, you didn't spill any, so okay. Anyway, skull shot. Here we go.
Yes.
Today we've got sours because it was cheap and I didn't feel like spending a shit ton of money on whiskey.
My stomach's always weird as well. If I might shot like a tequila and then my stomach might just be fucked for the rest of the night. So.
Yeah, it's always a bit of a gamble whenever you're drinking. We don't know what to get because. I don't know. We're actually taking a risk today by Judd drinking beer because notoriously that's one of the ones that has messed you up in the past.
Yeah, I've been all right recently though, so I'm having some Amstel, so hopefully I'll be okay.
Well, there you go. Anyway,
though if I could shit myself live on air, and that would also be good content. So
it would actually. Getting into things. First things first.
Yeah.
Amaryllis. No, what's with this on your eye? You've got a thing on your eye. You've got like a cut on your eye. What happened there?
No, I just had I had like a big spot under my eye, or it might have even been like a sty, but it was big and it was under my eye, and I tried getting it out with my fingers, and that wouldn't. I tried popping it at first. It wouldn't pop. There was no way it'd pop.
I think sounds like a sty.
So then I was like, okay, so I tried like digging it out with my fingernails, like pulling it out. It wouldn't pull out with my fingernails. So I got my clippers that I use for my plastic model.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
Yeah,
They're really, like, sharp and menacing then.
I was like, this is coming out of my fucking face. It's annoying me.
Jeez, so I think I can see the shape of the clippers.
So I fucking, like, you know that bit on Dead Space where he's got to put the needle in his eye? It was like that.
Ugh.
But
I can't believe you used those clippers on your... Like, that's so close to your fucking eyeball.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
But it was fine.
Jesus.
I got it. I did get it out, and it's healing fine. So that's
holy fuck.
Score 1 for me.
You are so lucky. If I would have done that, I would have lost both my eyes somehow. I would have lost both of them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to start with a joke. I'll go a joke.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
I can see your expectations are very low. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Okay. So, a guy goes and does sexual intercourse with £5 prostitute. She's a cheap one. Pays £5.
Sexual intercourse. You've lost me.
I don't know what that is. And then he goes home. He's like, oh no, I've caught crabs from this £5 prostitute.
Okay.
So he goes back to her the next day to complain, and she's like, well, it was only £5. What did you expect? Lobster?
Okay, nice.
I got the nose exhale. I think that's the most that anyone will ever do.
I got to see if I can try. I could really horribly butcher this joke, and it's not even like a funny joke. This.
Okay, good.
Okay, so there's a frog, and
that's hilarious.
There's this frog, and he goes to a bank because he wants a loan. And
fucking these banker frogs.
And
I was going to say something really bad.
He goes in. And to the bank, and he says to the woman behind the desk, and he says, "Excuse me, ma'am, I want a loan." And her name's Paddy. Her name is Miss Paddy Whack. So the woman says to him, "It's like, okay, do you have any collateral or anything?" So he gives her a little desk toy, like a little pink elephant, just like something you'd put on your desk or something, like something you'd have on your desk. And he's like, this is my collateral. It's like, okay, well, I don't know. Do you have a name? And he's like, yeah, Kermit. Like, you're not Kermit the Frog. He's like, no. My name's Kermit Jagger. My dad was Mick Jagger. He had sex with a frog. He fucked a frog. So I'm Kermit Jagger. So it's like, all right, okay, all right. So I'll go talk to the manager about your loan. He's like, all right. So she takes in this little pink elephant to the manager, and she's like, I've got this little knick-knack for you. It's from this frog outside. He says he wants a loan for a lily pad. What do you think? And the manager looks at it and goes, well, this is just a knick-knack, Miss Paddywhack. Get that frog a loan. His old man's a rolling stone. And that's a joke. What do you think of that? Was that funny?
And that's the end of the podcast. So, hope you hated it as much as me. I didn't.
It's such a shit joke.
I was just telling you earlier how I was watching The Office and kind of finding it funny in the same way I find our podcast funny, because we do things that aren't funny, and that's kind of the joke, and we laugh at that.
Yeah.
But that joke you just told took that too far. That was just still not funny.
I thought this is he's either gonna love this because it is so not funny, or it's just gonna be too much and he's not gonna like.
Yeah, that was too much. I don't know about that one.
Do you think we've lost all of our Seattle fan base?
Yeah, all of our one person who listens in Seattle. Anyway, moving on from jokes, I so regret adding that to my list of things to talk about in this. Oh my god. But anyway, next, let me tell you something. Spider-Man No Way Home. We were just on about this in the car, actually. We both went to see it recently. No spoilers on the podcast, because we don't need to, but what I will say is, it was one of those where people are so hyped for it, they feel it is acceptable to shout in the cinema.
Yeah, okay, all right, yeah.
Which is interesting, because in England, that is some hype ass shit. That's rare.
In America, that's quite a normal thing. If something happens on screen, people are like, "Oh, whoa!"
Yeah.
But over here in the UK, you're not going to find that as much. There were a hooping and a hollering in Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah. Normally, you are more likely to see your hoopering and hollering if you go to an earlier, newer kind of showing, aren't you?
If it's like a midnight showing.
Yeah. But I went the day after, and I think that's still well within hollering range for an appropriate movie. But I was surprised at just how much there was at the one I went to see. Like, there was literally people in the adverts before the movie, like, going, "Let's go!" like, honestly, they were so excited. And I don't know if these people had already seen it and were like going to try and hype up certain moments more. But just right, I'm going to give you some spoilers here. This is a warning for spoilers for Spider-Man No Way Home. Not a massive spoiler, but there's a moment where the camera kind of pans across and reveals Matt Murdock,
Yeah.
the one from Netflix. And
Daredevil,
yeah. So when the pan was happening, these guys who was mainly leading the shouting were going, oh, like they were like building up. It weren't like they saw him and then everyone just immediately went, whoa, like, but it was more like they knew it was coming and they were going, It was good. I at the start of the movie, I was like, oh, God, I hope people aren't going to fucking start shouting and ruining this movie for me.
Yeah.
But honestly, when it's a movie of that kind, you get swept up in it, and it was actually good. It actually kind of enhanced the experience, if anything.
I started hooping and hollering at one bit. I started clapping.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple of fellows that showed up in that movie that when they showed up, everybody started hooping and hollering, and I was swept up in that.
Yeah, I think there was like 3 moments that got some big hooper hollers.
Yeah.
Like that, yeah. Maybe more, actually, think about it. I don't know. Go watch that movie. It's a good fucking movie. Right. Let's have another shot, because we're gonna start our Christmas activity for the evening.
Okay.
I don't know how good of an activity this is, or how far we can take it, but we'll see. Because what I wanted to do was, I've been trying to come up with ideas for Christmassy content. You didn't fill mine up.
Oh yeah, you're right. I must have forgot. Sorry.
Just for the people who are listening, I just did one shot.
Okay.
Anyway, the Christmas activity. I'm sucking at being a podcast presenter today. Is I wanted to come up with a holiday Christmas tale, but first a shot.
We have to come up with
Skull. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you know how there's like traditional Christmas tales. So we've got like The Night Before Christmas.
Yeah.
You know, there's that one. There's like fucking. But what I'm thinking of more is all those like odd Germanic kind of.
Yes.
Like Kinderkrauser's 13 little demon helpers.
Yes.
One is called
Beast of Winterklaus.
One is Slinkenthorpe and Malacum and Rippletime.
Honestly, Germans be out here starting 2 world wars and then saying words like poop and fart, and it's fucking ridiculous.
So I wanted to try and come up with a weird like Christmas tale in the style of those.
Okay.
That we can scare some children with, basically.
Okay. Yeah.
Judd scares children on a regular basis. For
So I'm going to be quite good at this, I should think. Yeah.
But so normally it's based around something that they want to like scare kids about.
Yes.
So what do we want to scare kids into doing or not doing around Christmas time? What do we want them to be doing?
So this is like an old sort of Christmas Germanic tale, but I want it to be for the modern world.
Yeah.
So this is a creature called the Das Klinterklund, which it's a creature that appears from your crawl spaces, and it comes specifically after children who idolize internet personalities too much. So you know, if you're really into Logan Paul or something, like if you got a kid who's like he wears all the Supreme shit and he's like he has his hair done like him, he wears the hat. This is the
who would wear Supreme shit? Like, who would do that?
You're gonna get a visit from the fucking Kinderkrauser or whatever the fuck I call it.
I'm wearing a Supreme t-shirt right now. But yeah, I understand this. So it's basically take down your Logan Paul poster.
Yeah.
You know, uninstall TikTok. Don't boot up your Bryce Hall booty dance.
You can watch him on. Have him do his fights. You can watch a few of his videos and everything. But you know when you're like, I really like Logan Paul. I really like the Paul brothers.
Are we trying to avoid like cringe content though? Is that what we're trying to avoid? Are we trying to avoid like Bryce Hall TikTok dance, or are we trying to avoid like, because Logan Paul's different to that?
Well, just any personality. You know, if you really like Markiplier, like, I really like all of Markiplier's Five Nights at Freddy's videos.
No fangirling. This is what we're going at then.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
Right, okay. So you can't be overly into anything.
Yeah.
You've got to be a bit too miserable.
Yeah. You like stuff. Like, I enjoy... Yeah, I watched some of Max Mofo's videos. I watch a bit of, you know, whoever the fuck. But, you know, if you're like... Oh yeah. Oh, did you watch Logan Paul do his fight and then he said this at this thing and it's just a bit too all right, come on.
You can't be like, oh my god, Charlie D'Amelio is just so cute.
Yeah, you're getting a fucking visit from the Kinderkrauser.
Do you know what that reminds me of? When we were at school, we had a teacher called Mr. Krauser. Can it be the Kinderkrauser?
Yeah,
and it's just it's probably her because she could be dead. Really, let's be honest. She was old when we were
dead. She's probably dead. Yeah.
And she would just very disapprove of all this shit. She came from some sort of
fucking backwards country. Can I say that backwards?
No, you can't actually. Okay, so what is it that we're gonna get them to do?
The Kinderkrauser or
no, the kids. Like, what do they have to do? They have to take down their poster.
Not much. Like, okay, so if they've incurred the wrath of the Kinderkrauser, and you've incurred the wrath of the Kinderkrauser because they leave like some lavender on your pillow. Like,
why? You just gave me a look like, why the fuck would they not leave that there?
But that's the thing, we're talking about like an old Germanic tale. It's like, well, what the fuck knows where they do half of this shit?
Yeah, because normally what it is, there's a tale that they tell, and it's like, and that's why you have to do this, kiddies.
Yeah, so listen, so they leave...
Get me another beer.
So they leave a bit of like lavender on your pillow. And that's when alright, okay, I've been a bit too much into Logan Paul recently, but it's not over yet.
Why is it all Logan Paul?
I'm using it as an example. Do you want enough? Do you know somebody else that I could use as an example? I'll use I've been a bit too...
Bryce Hall's a good example.
I've been a bit too into Bryce Hall.
Do you know Bryce? You don't know Bryce Hall.
I don't know him, but, you're just into him a bit too much, And the Kinderkrauser has left some...
Every time you say that name.
They've left some lavender on your pillow, so now you know, but it's like not immediate. You've not completely fucked it. You got a week. You get a solid week to like get over your tendencies. Yeah.
So do they appear like at the start of December, maybe?
Yeah. So.
Oh, how about this? I've got you one better.
Okay.
If they leave lavender on your pillow at the start of December, then you're good. You're fine. Okay, because lavender's like a nice thing.
A nice.
If they leave, what's something weird but mildly gross?
Just a lot of ants.
Yeah, like a few dead ants.
Yeah.
If they leave more than 5 dead ants, then like that could be okay. But just
if they leave one dead ant, then that dead ant signifies you, and that's how you know you're fucked.
I think if they leave between 3 and 5 ants, that's the sweet spot of you've got a week.
Yeah.
If it's less than 3, then it's your mum's been possessed by a Kinderkrauser.
This is getting too...
No, bear with me, because it has to be weird and complicated. Your mum's been possessed by it, and it is warning you to just, stop being a little bitch.
But my mum's possessed! My mum's still possessed!
No, only while she puts the ants there.
My mum's been possessed. The Kinderkrauser has possessed my mother and compelled her to put multiple dead ants on my pillow.
Yeah, only less
only
than
if it's
3.
under 5, because
less than 3.
If it's under 3, then my mum, whilst possessed, did it. But if it's over 3, then the Kinderkrauser specifically came in person and did it. But that's better though, because I have a week. Yeah.
That's great. So if it's less than 3 ants, just get on it straight away. Because
your mum's possessed. And
only once she puts the ants there.
After that, she's fine. After she's put the ants in,
if it's between 3 and 5, you've got a week.
Yeah.
If it's more than 5, it's calm down, but you don't have to immediately. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's more of that's less of a threat and more of a, hey buddy, I know you're kind of into this guy a bit too much. You can still be at this level, but look, it's just a recommendation that...
If it's a sprig of lavender, you're good to go.
Yeah, you're fine, you're just fine.
Of course!
You've been a good boy this year. You've not been too caught up in worshipping some internet idol.
I like how we've... worked out the crazy shit that the demon's gonna do first, and then we're gonna have to retrofit some bullshit story to
well, so So just to get rid of the Kinderkrauser, by the way, like it's not, you don't go have to do some incredible shit. It's literally just stop being so obsessed with this particular person, and then you're good to go.
Yeah.
It's as simple as to get rid of the. It's quite an easy beast to appease, to be honest. So.
Yeah, I mean, she is just an old lady.
Yeah.
No. I want. I want to know more about this beast then. Like,
okay.
What is this like demon thing? What do they look like? You know, all of that.
They're quite a small elderly woman.
Blue skin though.
Blue skin, and they appear out of crawl spaces in your house. Like it can immediately appear in any crawl space in all of Deutschland.
And you know they're coming to get you if you hear a lot of like bones cracking from all their arthritis.
That's awful. I know.
That's what it's like. It's like if you hear like.
I didn't know that. I thought it'd just be like you wouldn't hear it, and then there'd be even lavender or ants on your pillow. Like
no. As in, if you get your between 3 and 5 ant warning.
So this is you've incurred the wrath of the Kinderkrauser.
Yeah,
so like
and you don't listen.
Too long. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And you're still idolising Bryce Hall and like rubbing your pussy to him.
Yeah.
Then you know.
Then you hear the
bones cracking while
that's the Kinderkrauser who's coming for you. You've taken too long. You fucked it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Right. So
what do they do when what do they do when they get the child?
They
oh no.
They take they murder you with like a fire poker.
I was thinking a sewing kit.
A sewing kit.
They would sew you shut. All of you.
Yeah.
Sew your eyes and your nose and your mouth and your ears and your other two.
and then they like brand your chest with the name of the person that you were too obsessed with, and they like leave you strung up somewhere so that like others can see you.
Sewed into your bed sheets.
Yeah.
Nice. Why?
I don't know.
No, we need to come up with the why. Like, there needs to be some old folk tale that you tell the kids.
Oh, okay, yeah.
As to why all this shit goes on.
So essentially, the story comes from there was this little girl. She was called Jezebel.
Jezebel.
She was called Jezebel.
Jezebel.
Yeah, Jezebel.
Yeah.
And she lived in Deutschland. And,
wait. Let me find a place in Germany.
Yes. A little village in Deutschland.
Small German villages. She lived in. Nope. Wismar, Mecklenburg.
Yes, which is a very lovely little town. But
then she moved to Gengenbach. in Baden-Württemberg. Yeah, and that's where the shit went down.
This is where in Gengenbach in Baden-Württemberg. She got really into pro Jared, and this was before the. So this puts a date on it as well. It's like older, but it's not too old because it's for the modern child.
It needs to be from old times.
No, it's for the modern. This is old to like kids nowadays because like they don't know who the fuck pro Jared is now. But like
I'm looking up 13th century German princes. 13th century German. Okay, list of German. Frederick the First.
Yeah,
the Holy Roman Emperor.
She was super into the Holy Roman Emperor Frederick the First. She was like,
I mean, who isn't? Am I right?
She was crazy.
He's essentially got 20 million subjects, which is the equivalent of followers.
That's essentially subscribers. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing, really.
So she was super into Frederick the First, and like a bit too much. Like all the other little girls that she hung out with in Deutschland were like, that's all she really talks about, and we don't really want to hang out with her because and in fact and
what she used to do was she would pick him bunches of lavenders,
yes,
which is a good thing. But when he was coming through Gothenburg or whatever we said, I can't remember.
Gutenberg,
Gabenheimen or whatever we said. And she tried to. She was and the king was
holding out
Roman
this,
emperor.
yeah.
She like ran up to him and tried to give him these things, this lavender sprig, and obviously, like, she was too aggressive. She was too into it. She was like trying to like she gave it him, and she was trying to like hug him and like tongue him and things like that.
First, look at this. Well, and one of his big bodyguards was like, back, whore, and like backhanded her, and she like fell, and as she fell, her head like hit a big anthill, and it like millioned over with a neck on this big anthill.
Yeah, and exactly 3 to 5, we don't know.
Yeah.
Ants entered her brain.
Yeah.
Right, and along with the magic of this scenario, the evil ants that she killed.
No, they went in her ear. These ants.
Yeah.
She died by accident on this anthill, and these ants like went into her brain to like take her over because these ants were quite mournful. They're quite mournful. These ants are like, oh, these poor girls. You know, we need to essentially take over her body, and we need to use her body to puppet her in a way that we can stop children from making the same mistake as her, as getting too involved.
So it's the ants that are evil.
So it's actually the ants. It's not her. They're but they're not evil. They don't see themselves as evil. They see themselves as like, you know, we're trying to.
It was the ants all along.
Yeah.
They're honouring her memory by using her dead corpse.
A corpse, yeah.
As that somehow got old. I don't know.
Yeah, well, the body said like, oh, yeah.
It was the magic of the ants.
Yeah, it's the magic of the ants. The ants have like rejuvenated.
And that's why she's blue, because she's dead.
Yeah. So
there you have it, folks.
Add that one to the fucking Witcher monster list.
The Kinderkrauser. If anyone from Germany listens to this, which is potentially likely, please could you write that story out like in one go rather than all the stupid interruptions, and record yourself reading it out in German. And that'll be fun.
Das Tale of Das Kinderkrauser. Nice.
Perfect. Well, there you go. That's our Christmas tale. I liked that. Good. We need another shot, because we're done with that. But while we're getting this shot, I want to tell you about something that grinds my gears. Because I think last podcast, I think it was in the podcast, I told you about gift cards, and now they're just pointless.
Stupid, yeah.
But you know what else I don't understand and annoys me?
Go on.
Cashback.
Okay.
You know cashback?
Yeah.
What is it? I don't understand it. But here's the thing. Am I paying more for my goods, but then you're just giving me some of it in cash? Or am I paying the right amount for these goods, but then you're just also just giving me some money? What's going on here?
No, I assume it's that, you're buying some of our stuff and you also need to draw some money out of your account, so we'll just draw some money out of your account and give it you as cash because you're buying our...
Well, that's what I thought.
Okay.
But you can get cash back online, so I can't get fucking cash out online, can I? So what's that then?
Wait, how do you get cash back online? I've never seen that.
You can.
How?
I don't know. This is my point.
I don't know then.
It's fucking weird. I've been told that cashback online is essentially, if you're buying a laptop for £400 and it comes with a deal that's £100 cashback, right? Okay. You pay £400 and you buy that laptop. And then, like, in a week, you just get £100. But you could just sell me it for £300 though. So it's like, I still don't get it. I still think it's stupid. What is this? What's going on?
I don't know. I'm at a loss. I don't know what to tell you.
The whole point is, cashback's stupid. Don't like it. Stop it. It's less stupid than gift cards though.
Yeah, because you can still spend that money anywhere. Like, when you have that money, you can still take it to wherever the fuck and use it.
Yeah. Whereas gift cards is only a restriction on your money.
They should do cashback gift cards where you get it after a while and you can only spend it.
I like the idea that you go to the checkout at Asda.
Yeah.
You spend £100 on your shopping and say, "Oh, do you want £20 cash back?" "Ah, yes, please. Can I have it in the form of a gift card?" Oh god,
that I will
insane.
Then later spend at this shop. Great.
Which I could do just anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a bit ridiculous to me. Right, I wanted to look up. I should have prepared this really. Moral dilemmas. Moral dilemma examples. And what we're going to do is, I'm going to read out some of these. We're going to look at some of these moral dilemma questions. Hello? Oh, I think we got a little bit disconnected there from the audio. I think we're all right. I think I knocked out the microphone for a second.
I think we're
fine. We're going to do some moral dilemmas. So what this is some moral dilemma questions, and we're going to read these out.
I might have to hold off on those shots for a little bit.
Why?
My stomach
Is your belly going a bit?
No, it wasn't like bad. It wasn't like I'm going to shit myself, but it did definitely just make like...
Well, pour me another one then.
Okay.
And so we're going to read these out, and we're going to give definitive answers on these moral dilemmas. I don't know what they are. I've not prepared this. This could be fucking dreadful. I should have prepared more for this.
That one.
Are we ready?
Yeah, sure.
Right. The Unfaithful Friend. You read these out because I can't really read very well.
You go out with your husband for dinner at a new... I'm there with my husband, okay.
Okay, good.
A new restaurant you have not frequented before. It's in a part of town you rarely visit. You're shocked to see your friend's spouse having dinner with a very young, attractive person. I like how they pointed out how young they were. From the way they are behaving, it is obvious that they are more than friends. The couple finish their meal and leave without seeing you. They behave very affectionately on the way out the door. Do you tell your friend, knowing you will probably not be believed and that it may ruin your friendship, or say nothing about seeing the couple as it is none of your business? They may have even had an open relationship. It might be something that's all worked out. So
I don't know why we have to be going out for a meal with our husband in this scenario. I don't think that's relevant.
Well, I like it. I like the idea that I'm there with my husband. So
Actually, I want to be going out with
Yeah, I want to be there with my husband, so I'm specifically there with my husband.
So it's basically you've gone out somewhere.
Brad Pitt.
And you've seen...
I don't even like Brad Pitt.
You've gone out somewhere and you've seen your friend's spouse out being flirtatious and potentially involved with someone else.
He specifically says, you know this, you know that there's something going on here. They're definitely more than just friends. This isn't. It's not going to be a case of they were just like brother and sister. It's not like a sitcom where it's like, oh, they're actually brother and sister.
Like
you know for a sec. Let's say they left the door and they were like making out a bit. So you know for a fact.
Okay.
Just so.
No, I don't think it said that.
Yeah. Well, no.
It's obviously
they behave very affectionately on the way out the door. So let's just say that essentially, for the sake that they are definitely there to fuck.
I don't know, dude. I think that kind of alters the thing, because if you think they're obviously more than friends, that doesn't mean
it is obvious they are. more than friends.
I know, but that doesn't mean that they've acted upon that. You know, it doesn't mean that they've actually... So it could be that it's obvious that they've both got really romantic feelings towards each other. That doesn't mean that they've acted upon it, which is the thing that kind of... I'm not saying it is, but that could be considered the thing that matters in this scenario.
Because if you remember in Spider-Man 2, the first Spider-Man 2, Peter Parker and Mary Jane met up for a copy and they were being quite flirtatious with each other, but Spider-Man specifically said no because he was going out with Norman. Not Norman, Harry.
Okay. Anyway,
I watched Spider-Man 2 recently.
So, I don't know. This is more of a moral dilemma than I thought, 'cause normally I always side with just telling the truth, but you don't have to lie by just, like, not giving a shit.
Well, here's my thing. Tell your friend, knowing you will probably not be believed. Why won't they believe me? I thought they were my friend. If they're my close friend, they should value my opinion enough to be like, I'm going to take that on board.
You're completely right.
If it's a friend who I think won't believe me because our friendship's not strong enough that they're not willing to take what I said on board, then I don't care enough to tell them in the first place. So I won't tell them.
Oh, I was going to go the other way with that logic in that I'm going to tell them, because if they're going to be such of a little shit to not believe me, then that's their problem.
Then you don't really care about
If I tell them and they're willing to believe me, then that's what I want in a friend.
What I'm thinking is that this person is not as much as a friend. that they'll not believe me or follow my thing. So if they're not that much of a friend, then I'm not going to go and tell them because I simply do not care. So.
Or if they're not that much of a friend, you can not care that much and ruin the relationships and watch the fireworks. I think you tell them. I think truth is normally always the best answer.
Well, no, because then I don't know if it's then going to rope me into the shit with... Because then that friend could be like... Oh, fucking Jordan said that he saw you with so-and-so and that you were acting flirtatious and stuff, and they'd be like, what? That's not the case. And then that girl is on at you, and that guy she was seeing is on at you, and, you know, it's just shit that I don't care enough to deal with.
Breaking news, folks. I just chipped my tooth.
Whoa!
I was trying to bite one of my nails, and my tooth didn't win in the confrontation. Look, it's there.
It's only a little bit. That's not as big as the bit that snapped off of me. This is terrible. Our teeth are just like crumbling away.
Yeah,
this
they
is
really
like some
are.
sort of waking nightmare. Oh, did I just?
You just turned off. Alexa, turn on colours. Oh, I know what you did. Just broken everything.
I'll keep my feet away from that.
Liz isn't responding.
Oh, bear with us, folks. 1 sec. There we are.
We did it.
I think we have to decide. We have to like pick an answer between the two of us.
Well, I don't want.
I think we tell them.
I don't want to. I don't care enough to tell them.
You don't want to get involved.
I don't want to get involved. If this guy doesn't believe me enough, then it's not a strong enough friendship, and I could just do without the hassle. So I'm not going to tell him.
Okay, I'd tell them, and if they don't believe me, then I'll be like, okay, well, fuck you then. Okay.
No, but then what I'm saying is it doesn't end there, because they'll go and tell their spouse that you said something, and then they'll be on at you, and that person that they were there with will be on at you. So you're getting ass blasted from an extra 3 people here that you never really even care about.
And you know what? I'll just block them then.
Oh, okay. Right, you know, whatever.
And I'm telling them.
Yeah. All right, okay. All right,
because
that's fine.
then, if they do listen, then, you know,
okay.
That's good.
All right, okay.
Right, next one. Go, next one.
You and your family love the beach and decided to spend a weekend at an isolated beach cabin. Your teenage daughter... I don't like this, where this is going. Your teenage daughter often gets bored on your getaway, so you make plans to take your niece along. As soon as you arrive, a storm is a brewing, and on the horizon...
and then your niece discovers that she can rewind time, and...
That's not Life is Strange! Wait, so hold on, this is written a bit weird. As soon as you arrive, a storm is looming on the horizon, and the water looks rough. Okay. You tell the girls they can get ready to swim, but to come back and help unload the car. They're so excited, they do not pay attention to the last part of what you said, and run down the beach to swim. You do not realise they've done so until you hear your daughter scream. That was her screaming. You realise they are both caught in a strong current and might be swept out to sea. You are a good swimmer.
Oh,
I know you can save one of them. You have to make a difficult choice. Do you save your niece first, as she is a poor swimmer and will not be able to last as long as your daughter, or save your daughter first, because although she's a strong swimmer and may be able to last long enough for you to come back after saving your niece, you cannot stand the idea of losing her? So do you save your niece, who is a shit swimmer, or your daughter first? That's what I'm saying.
I think the best chance out of those two, of them both surviving, is obviously saving the niece.
It is.
So I'm going to save my daughter, because children should all die. There's too many people on the planet. Actually, I can just let them both die. I'll let them both die.
Yeah, that's not an option here. Unfortunately, letting them both die is not an option. You have to save one of them.
No, if the objective is to save as many as possible, it tactically makes most sense to save your niece, I guess.
Tactically, on paper, you are supposed to save your niece in this situation. You are supposed to save your niece. I would probably save my daughter.
See, people are too emotional, though, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. I mean, I probably wouldn't have a daughter in the first place, but if it specifically says right there, you cannot stand the idea of losing her. So me being an emotional person...
But I can stand the idea of losing my niece.
Yeah, she's not my daughter. She's not my daughter. She's not my daughter.
It's like, oh, I don't care about this bitch, you know?
Yeah. I only brought her because my daughter would be bored. So.
It's so weird, because the the context matters too much with this one to make a decision. Because who's closer to you? You know, who's in a worse bit of the beach? You know, what's your relationship like with your niece? It's like I don't know, who's lighter and easier to carry? Like, you know, is there anyone else there to help me? Like a wife or or the husband that we did in the last?
Where's my husband
from the last fucking scenario we had? You know what? I'm abstaining from answering on this one. Not enough context is what I say.
You got it. No, I've just read the whole thing. You got to give one answer.
If I'm going to pick one, I'm saving the niece first because it makes more sense. It just
makes more sense. Yeah, I'd have to agree. Yeah.
Next,
an office theft.
But first, another beer and another shot for me. Oh, I thought you were going to down your beer then.
I am.
Oh, yes. Here we go. Look at that.
Okay.
So
give me a sec, everybody.
I'm gonna try and read this one while Judd sorts all this shit out.
I've got it. You're in charge of the petty cash left at the office. However, a co-worker is responsible for making a weekly trip to the bank to make the business deposit and obtain petty cash for the following week. In a conversation with your mutual supervisor, you are asked if the increase in the petty cash amount was enough. You, however, have not seen any additional money. You realise your co-worker has been pocketing the additional money. Do you, 1, tell your supervisor you have neither asked for nor received any additional petty cash and that you suspect your co-worker is pocketing the money? Number 2, tell your co-worker you're suspicious and get their chance to pay the money back? Or 3, say nothing and see what happens? For me, it's number 1.
Easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Why would you not?
I'm not risking taking the fall for this fucking co-worker because I'm in charge of the petty cash.
Yeah, I'd go, oh, well, that means they've been stealing it then. There needs to be some sort of consequences here. And also, you're not in a place of authority to try and give out consequences by saying, look, I know you've been doing this.
Yeah, that's
also,
not your job.
That means you give them a chance to get away with it, and I don't want that to happen either. Yeah, no, that one's really obvious, I think.
Well, you filled mine up here. I didn't want it.
Oh.
Well, you don't want to share the same glass as me. Surely to God.
That's why I'm not going.
What if I got the Rona?
What if I got the scabies? Okay. Midnight death.
Whoa. Okay. You have worked years to be successful in your father's business.
Yeah, I'm killing them. Whoever it is I have to kill, I'm doing it.
I've been making my way up the change in Oscorp for years. Oh, God. You felt you were obligated to take over as he worked his whole life to build the business left to him by his father. However, the large business in town has seriously cut into profits, and for several years, you and your family have just managed to scrape by. Your father's health has declined and has been hospitalised. Things are looking up already. He has a substantial life insurance policy that expires at midnight. If he dies before midnight, you will inherit enough money to pursue a career you have always dreamed of and provide adequately for your family. Do you A, pinch the oxygen line, making it possible for your father to die, or smother him with a pillow? That's option 1.
That's one option.
That's the first option.
Those are 2 very different things, by the way.
Yeah.
One of them's a very personal, violent death that you're doing with your own hands. One of them's just mess with a little bit of an oxygen
I'll just nip it in the bud. I'll tell you what, Dad, we're just going to put a pin in your life right now. We're just going to nip it in the bud for a second. 2, tell your dad the problem and let him suggest a solution and go by what he says. 3, do nothing, as you cannot imagine living with yourself if you terminate your dad's life. So, Jake, this is what I'm thinking.
Not the first one. Oh, God.
Well, no. Hear me out. So, it is on the cards, it is on the table. Dad is probably going to die before midnight, but it's not an assurance.
Yeah.
Now, he will definitely die soon. If he dies before midnight, I secure being able to pursue a dream job for myself and, more importantly, on top of that, support for my family. My dad is going to die. He's hospitalised. He is dying. It's going to happen, and very soon, but it's just if he meets that deadline or not.
I understand the consequences.
Okay.
It's not your choice.
But listen...
Yeah, it would be great, but that's like saying, I've bought this lottery ticket and, like, I really want to win.
Okay.
You don't get to fucking fudge it. It's not your choice. You can't just go, I want to win, you know. I want money. It's not your, you know.
You know what? I agree
that it would be great. I agree.
If I took that option to my dad and I was like, Dad, here's the sitch, and he was like, no, I want to live. I want to live. I'd be like, well, you're just a selfish cunt, aren't you? You want to sit in this hospital bed for another 2-3 days tops, and do nothing with the rest of your life, and then I get left with nothing, and my family suffer. Me and my family both suffer.
And you're saying that is punishable by death?
No, it's not punishable. I'm not punishing anything. You are there. You're on death's door. You're there. I'm just opening the door for you.
Yeah, no. This is the thing, right? You should be able to bring that to your dad and him say, I understand, I want to go before midnight. Okay?
If you yeah, sure, you should be able to take that to
if he doesn't agree with you and doesn't care, then he's a prick for doing it, but he's a prick for doing it. What are you going to do? That's like... I mean, you can do something about it, but it makes you worse for doing something about it. To me, number one's like, it's not your choice to just kill someone over their money, whether it's your dad or not. It don't matter. It's like, you could tell them...
He's not taking it with him.
I think both the bottom to a reasonably, like, both the... let me put it on the screen as well. Both the... what is it? Tell your dad the problem and let him suggest a solution, or do nothing as you cannot imagine living with yourself, you terminate your dad's life. God, both of those are more reasonable options. I can understand, like, not being able to live with yourself by killing your own dad. But the thing is, I think talk about it. It's always better to communicate and think about things. And he might know more about his policy and be like, oh, you can extend it really easily, or like,
can you imagine? He's just fucking you about to put the pillow over his head. Like, where'd you gonna extend it?
Exactly. So I think you talk about it.
All right. Okay. All right. Talk about it. Sure. Yeah.
You're just scared that you're gonna miss out on Dad's inheritance.
No, listen. I am.
See, this would be...
I'll say it to him, and I tell you what, I'll go to him. I'll say to him, Dad, look, here's the situation. I want to have this talk with you. And if he says, son, I'll allow you to do it. I'll do it. I'll do it without a guilty conscience, because he specifically said you're allowed to do that. If he says, no, son, I wish to live. I wish to spend my few days with you. I'd be like, okay, Dad. Then I'd just smother him anyway. So I'd ask him, I'd give him the choice, but really it's going to be the same outcome either way. So.
The kind of issue is, if you talk to him and he like denies it and he's like, no, I want to live my last 3 days or whatever, then you kind of would potentially resent him for all those days as well.
Yeah, for those last 3 days. The lasting memory of my father would be someone who was willing to cling to such a terrible existence for such a small amount of time that he would be willing to fuck up my life for those measly 3 days, for my years, for my decades of existence on my life.
And you need to know that and have that knowledge to be able to move forward, because it'd kill me otherwise.
Yeah, because if he's like...
So that's why you talk to him about it.
Yeah, so if he's like, I'm willing to throw you under the bus for these 3 days, then I'd be like, well, I'm willing to put this pillow over your face, then, you fucking bastard.
Let's have one more. Or shall we do you want to do one more, or shall we do some...
I don't want anything from you, you robo.
Alexa, shut up. Do we do more of these, or voice acting challenge?
Yeah, I want to do Get Rich real quick.
Okay.
Your friend offers you an opportunity to make a great deal of money very quickly. He's arranged to set up an offshore account for your profits. He will not tell you exactly how he is making the money, but you get the impression it's not exactly legal. He only wants an investment of $500 and promises you will have enough from your minimal investment that you will never need to work again in your life. Do you? A, give him the $500, deciding if you don't know how he's making it, you're in the clear. Number 2, demand to know the details before getting involved. Number 3, decide you want no part of this deal as you trust your instinct that the offer is shady and you might get into legal troubles.
Obvious. I want to know the details.
I think I want to know the details as well.
I'm not going to fucking just trust someone to be like, not shady and think, if I don't know, this is fine.
Yeah.
It's like, that's like when you shut Jeffrey Epstein in a room with a bunch of children and then don't look. If I shut this door, this'll be fine. Is that the right guy? Is that the one who did the diddling? I don't know.
He did the diddling. He did do some diddling.
Let's change it to Michael Jackson, because he's more likely to have done some diddling.
No, Jeffrey Epstein definitely did the diddling.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I just don't know anything about him before.
Yeah, he definitely did the diddling. It's just he was ready to come out to tell people about more diddling, like more rich people were doing diddling, and then he was found dead in his cell before he could tell anyone.
Anyway, but it's like saying, if I can't see this paedophile diddling someone, it doesn't matter.
And also, that is where my mind first went when it was like shady business that I don't know about. My first thing then was, is it like exploiting children in any way? Because I couldn't live with that, knowing that
there's lots of stuff I wouldn't be happy with, but equally, like, I don't know. You don't know that it's necessarily shady either. So, like, just tell me what it is. It's like, if it's something, you could say that I think it needs a bit more detail. Demand to know the details before getting involved, but your friend might be offended or, like, be upset about this, and there could be some sort of consequences there. If it said,
it's my $500.
If it said that, and that, because if your friend's doing something shady, and by snooping into it, they might, I don't know, want to whack you or something, you know? If it said that, then I'd be more hesitant to ask for the details. But because it seems like there's no consequences for knowing the detail, I guess the whole thing is saying that only $500 will make you set for life. But I don't know. I have to know the details. I
gotta know the details in this one.
Because if it's that extreme, then what are they doing?
Yeah.
Also, I don't believe them either.
If I want to know the details about what you're doing, and they're like, no, you can't know. Then it's like, that's too much. There's something obviously there that's too bad that I can't let you have these $500.
I think you got to ask. I think.
But if he's just like, I'm going to sell some drugs. I'm going to sell a lot of drugs. Then I'd probably be like, yeah, go on then.
This is a thing that I've thought about. Right, I'm very anti-drugs.
Yeah.
I don't believe in drugs at all. I think I've done too many drugs, and I've not done any drugs. So it's like, I like a lot of people, I think, in our country have the same sentiment that marijuana, the weed, the grass, you know, as they say, as they say that one, that should be legal, and it's like it's not a big deal to smoke weed. Basically, I disagree halfway with that. I think it should be illegal, but I also think that it's fucking awful, and I don't think it's good to be doing at all. And obviously with any stronger drugs than that, even more so. But here's the thing: would I care about profiting from selling drugs to people?
You're not selling them.
Well, I know, well, but it's a bit. I'm kind of broadening it a little bit more. Whether I'm selling them or if I'm just funding drugs being sold, even if I were just funding them, because I hate the idea of it. But if someone's gonna do drugs, they're kind of gonna do drugs, aren't they? You know, and as much as I disagree with it, I could profit off the fact that I hate it still.
Yeah.
So, but equally, it still perpetuates and makes it easier for people to be doing drugs, which is a thing that I hate. So for me, that's a little bit of a difficult moral dilemma.
I'd ask. Well, for this at least, I'd need to know. I need to know.
I know, but I'm presenting you with another moral dilemma. This is what I'm saying.
No, fuck it, do it. Yeah, sure. Just sell them.
I know you think that because you're a lot more liberal when it comes to stuff like that. But to me, what I'm saying, even so far as tobacco, smoking, is fucking stupid. I hate it. It's ridiculous. And I think it's so I don't know. I don't even know what else to say about that. I just hate it so much. I think it's just absolutely ridiculous. And anyone who wants to do that should just fucking reevaluate their own brain. Hard stare at you. Because it's just insane. I don't understand. Why would there's no advantage. So I'm so against it like that. But even though I'm so against all of it,
there's one advantage. You look cool as hell, dude. You look freaking sweet.
There's two scenarios that I would ever that I would have a smoke in, right?
Okay.
One, I would have between 1 and 4 puffs of a Cuban cigar in Cuba.
It has to be in Cuba, yes. Yeah.
Scenario number 2. I become Bender from Futurama. Then I will smoke all the time.
Okay. You have to be a robot as well.
Those are the only ones. If I become Bender, like, then I'm cool with it.
You're already a fucking Ben.
but the thing is, the moral dilemma is, if I could profit off of selling drugs with no personal consequences, so I'm not going to get arrested, I've not got any police problems or anything like that, would I be interested in doing that? I don't know, because the people who are going to do drugs, I kind of almost think, fuck them. They're going to be cheap. I don't know. It's a weird moral dilemma. Let's do one more from this website. And
do we want to do this one, telling a secret?
Sure. Does it sound bad or what?
I don't know. Let's look. Your friend tells you that they've committed a crime, probably the crime that you just funded. They explain that they are having trouble sleeping at night and feel you are the only person they can trust with their confession. A few days later, you read in the paper that someone has been arrested for your crime's friend. Do you...
For your crime's friend.
For your friend's crime.
Nice.
Do you go to the police and tell them what you know? 2, encourage your friend to confess and warn him. If he does not do so, you will tell. 3, say nothing because you will not betray your friend's confidence.
So you know that there's been a false arrest, basically.
Yeah, so he specifically said, I murdered somebody on such and such a street, and then later in the paper you read, a man has been arrested for the murder of this person on the same street. So you know it's that.
This
crime.
is another one that has a bit of an issue. The crime does make a difference in this. Not massive amount of difference, but murder compared to, like, stealing, like, a Mars bar.
Yeah.
Because the consequences that the false arrest has, so whatever happens to the person who's been falsely accused, it differs per thing. I think murder is what they mean, something of that level, doesn't it?
I also kind of I think it depends on the context of the crime as well, because it's like if it's like if it's like I murdered a guy because I know he was a paedophile and he liked diddling children, I'm more likely to cover that for that guy than I murdered a guy because he had a nice watch and I wanted his watch.
I still wouldn't cover for him. If someone has to be arrested for murdering someone who deserves to be murdered, I still want it to be the person who actually did it rather than someone who's innocent.
I mean more like if he came to me and he was like, oh, I murdered a guy for this guy's watch, I'd immediately go to the police and be like, he killed someone because of that.
Yeah.
But if he was like, I murdered a guy because he was raping children, I'd be like, I'm not going to say anything. But then if I read this in the paper, I'm probably going to go to him and be like...
Yeah, we have to kind of add a couple details in that it has to be a crime of the level of murder, and it has to be almost justifiable, because otherwise we're going to report them immediately.
Yeah.
If it's like a murder that's justifiable because they've killed Hitler or something, but someone's been falsely arrested, I'm going to the friend and saying, look, confess. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Give them a chance to do the right thing.
Yeah.
And if they don't, you can do the right thing as well.
Yeah.
If they've murdered someone in cold blood, I'm not even waiting for someone to be arrested. I'm just gonna...
You're just gonna tell
the police. Yeah. That one's pretty easy, I think. Let's do one more. I think we can do one more.
Oh, these are quite... So these are dilemma scenarios, so I don't think these have multiple...
They've not got choices, but we can come up with what we think.
I'll read a couple out to you, and you pick one. So we've got.
Now, just read the first one.
Oh, the first. Okay, all right. You're on a cruise, and the ship encounters an unexpected storm. Do the noise for the rain.
I'll do the noise for the rain, and you can continue to be an owl.
Damn, there's these owls! Oh, there's an owl storm! You're on a cruise and the ship encounters an unexpected storm.
Which Tom Cruise? Penelope?
Fuck off.
Cruise? Do you remember Penelope Cruz?
No, I don't.
That's no name I've heard in a while. I'm going to go on a tangent and look up Penelope Cruz. Who's she? What's she doing nowadays? I remember that name from when I was a kid. Oh, it's her. I guess I knew it was her, but like...
her.
Cool, I guess she's dating someone called Javier. That makes sense.
Cool. Right.
He's got my body. It looks like
God.
he's got a dad bod. Anyway,
He's got my
back to
body.
the lifeboat version of Penelope
Right,
Cruz.
okay, you're on a cruise and the ship encounters an owl storm. The storm continues to rage and eventually you and the other passengers are told that you must head to the lifeboats and abandon ship. As people begin to line up, you realise some lines have fewer people. Some have families, some seem to have younger, single people, and you know you're a strong and capable person. Do you choose to help a group composed of 3 families with a few young children, a group of seniors who obviously could use your help, or go with the young, strong people with whom you might have a better chance of the survival?
Again, this is the same as the kids drown in the water type of thing, isn't it? It needs more context, really, doesn't it?
I think what it boils down to this is: would you rather go with a group that you're more likely to survive in, or go with a group that you know needs more help but you're more likely to die in? That's what that boils down to.
If that's what it's asking, if it's just asking that, I'm going with the people who need help. I don't really value my life much anyway.
I agree with you there. Yeah.
It's and I watched Spider-Man recently, and that's inspiring as well. But if it's to do with like. Because my immediate thought is, which group are you going to go with to try and make sure most people survive? And for me, I think maybe the families? It doesn't say how many people's in each. I think you're right. I think that's what they're trying to get.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a rubbish one. Read the next one. Let's do this one.
Sarcastic friend. Your friend has a great sense of humour. However, sometimes his jokes involve making fun of other people in inappropriate... It's me. It's me. They're talking about me. Okay. He will point out a physical flaw or look for something odd or different about a person and make an unkind comment. It's me. You feel uncomfortable when your friend does this. Do you say something or just laugh along with
again,
him?
this sucks.
What do you do? What do you do with me when I make those jokes?
I'd play this soundbite.
Yeah. And that essentially gives you free reign to be able to also laugh at it because it makes it seem like you've done something to prevent it.
This very much depends. This one sucks as well. I want to end on a good one. Read another one.
Hit and run. Late one night, you are driving home in a bad rainstorm.
A bad owl storm.
Is the owl storm spread over to these damn owls keep hitting my car. a drunk owl driving a car. He reels out in front of your car, and you tried to stop, but you hit him. Nobody sees you. The guy looks and smells as if he's
this moral dilemma's really judging this one guy.
Poor guy. So he's not in a
again.
He's not. He's not in a car. Sorry, he's like come out and
he's walked in the road.
Okay. The guy looks and smells as if he's home. I like how they included and smells as if he's home.
Why did they have to do that?
That's terrible. You check to see how badly he is hurt and realise he's dead. You've killed him.
Fuck.
You have never even had a speeding ticket, and you're an upright professional with a family and are well known and respected in your community. Do you make a report anonymously? Do you make a report anonymously? Confess your crime, or drive on home and forget about it, knowing no one is going to pursue the death of the homeless drunk?
I'm gonna take him to a fucking hospital, and he's
definitely dead. He's definitely dead.
Yeah,
he's dead.
I know he's dead, but like, I would take him to hospital and go, this guy jumped out in front of my car and I hit him, and now he's dead, and I don't know what to do.
You wouldn't take him to the hospital, like kick him out your passenger door at the door, and like
no, like of course, like what the fuck is this scenario?
I'd have to tell somebody. I
would have to consider like, who do I tell about this scenario? Because like, the hospital's gonna go, well, he's already dead. So like, I don't know who you would even tell.
I'd essentially just park up on the side of the road and immediately ring the police and be look, this is the situation. This is what's happened.
Yeah.
What?
That's an interesting thing, though, isn't it? Like, you know, if there's a homeless person who's got no family, they die out on the street.
Yeah.
Who deals with that? Like, what happens? Does the garbage man come and just like, I
assume that like, I'd say that like your local sort of hospital, like they'll send an ambulance out, put him in the back, and like just put him like they'll have like a crematorium in the hospital or something. They'll put him in that.
I've just googled who cleans up dead homeless people.
God.
Oh, this is too much text to read.
This is quite. Nobody wants to hear about this on Christmas, for fuck's sake. They don't want to hear about dead homeless people.
Merry Christmas! There's no legal requirement. Wait, is this .com? This is in America. Okay. What happens when a homeless person dies? UK. What is a pauper's funeral? Is this what it is? Okay, so taxes pay for it. The average cost of a pauper's funeral. What? So we pay 1.7 million a year in the UK to fund homeless people dying.
They're not taking out my taxes. Just throw them in the fucking.
When a person is given a burial as part of a public health funeral, short graveside service is held by just, I guess, a priest.
But they'll have a priest who's like, this is my third one.
So they go in a public grave, a common grave. So they might share. So they essentially chuck him in a hole.
Yeah.
They might share a plot with other people. Okay. Merry Christmas. Okay,
Merry Christmas,
cool.
everybody.
Well, that's the end of the podcast. As usual, we've ended on an awful,
Really, that was it.
note.
That was it. We did it.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh God. All right.
What did you expect? We've done a podcast for an hour.
I didn't want to end it on that one.
Yeah, no, that was good. Cool. Bye.
Bye.